Hi, I'm Margaret Vestal with RE/MAX Executive Realty in Asheville, North Carolina, and I'd like to thank you first of all for taking the time to watch this video as sort of an introduction to myself, how I work, and a little bit about the market here in Asheville. So, I have been selling real estate here since 2001, so that's a pretty good ride of the good, the bad, the ugly, and back to the good again. The market here in Asheville now is very hot. It is a seller's market, hands down. In Asheville proper, houses stay on the market a matter of days if they're a hot property in the right price range, and often go in multiple offer bidding wars. So if you're a seller, that's great news. If you're a buyer, it's a little bit challenging, but I'm used to working with it, and I can help you through that process too. I do serve a larger area than just Asheville, so if you're looking more for a mountain house within a reasonable distance from Asheville, if you're looking in Hendersonville or Waynesville, I can help you there as well. And if you're selling in any of those locations, I certainly list homes and market them. And I also make videos for my listings, which have been really successful in selling houses. So give me a call if you're interested in any of that. And as for the market, again, it is a seller's market, but it's hard to predict what's going to happen in the next months. I think that all predictions are the market will stay on a steady incline and probably remain somewhat, if not completely, a seller's market for the indefinite future, because everybody wants to live here, and for good reason. Asheville is awesome, and the surrounding mountains are unbelievable. We have 4 mild seasons. We have this downtown culture that's artsy and funky, and lots of food and beer, if you're into beer, which everybody is but me, but I appreciate it because it brings a lot of people here to do a lot of things. So downtown is really a fun place, but also there's so much more to this area than downtown Asheville. So I was lucky enough to grow up here. I moved away for a few years, I think about 8 or 10 years, and I couldn't stand being out of the mountains. And just the mountains, like when I lived in Tidewater, Virginia, it was really humid for one thing, but I missed rocks. And we have rocks here. And I'm sitting out on my deck on a June morning at my home where I haven't even turned on the air conditioner this year, and it's cool and lovely and not too humid. So these are and the winters are not too bad either. So these are the reasons people come here, along with the mountains themselves. You can see a little bit in the background here of this incredibly beautiful setting in which I live, and I'm lucky enough to have, that's very wooded, and then I can hike right out of my house and up a mountain for several miles. So hiking is one of the main attractions for people, but also we have mountain biking, which I have always enjoyed, but our trails are really, really hard, so there are only a few of them I can handle, especially at this point in time. I have a friend who's an avid kayaker, lots of both whitewater and some flat water opportunities around for kayaking. I have friends who are crazy about fishing. We have that also. So really just abundant outdoor activities. And you probably know all that already if you're even looking at a realtor in Asheville. So I should shut up about that because I could go on all day about it. Again, I grew up in the area, not in Asheville itself. I grew up in Silva, which is about an hour west of here. It's where Western Carolina University is. Well, there's lots of little towns there. So Western Carolina University is in Cullowhee. I grew up in Webster, and then Silva's the only actual town. And then I moved away, worked at Colonial Williamsburg for several years. That was a blast, and actually taught me a lot about people and working with people and listening to people, and sometimes teaching people about things, in this case not history but our market, though you may get some history thrown in if you're working with me. So I couldn't stand, as I said, being out of the mountains, and finally Jimmy, my husband, and I were able to come back here. That was in 2000. I had lived in Asheville in the 90s before that, but we came back here permanently in 2000. And after different careers, Jimmy has landed with me in real estate. So while you see a lot of teams out there, I am going to tell you that we're not a team exactly. I don't have assistants. If you decide to work with me, you are working with me, but with some help from Jimmy occasionally. He helps me a lot in listing properties because he does the things like measuring the houses that I don't really love to do. But also he helps me out if I need to be 2 places at one time. I do the same for him. So if you're a buyer and you need to see a property right away, which is often the case in this hot market, you have an extra person to help do that. But again, I would be your real estate agent. Jimmy helps me out, and he sells his own real estate too. So if you want to work with Jimmy, that's okay too, because it all comes to the same place. So that is a little bit about me. If you want to know what my clients think about me, they have been gracious in writing many, many reviews for me. And the best places to find those reviews are on Angie's List and Zillow. So check out those 2 places. And if you have any interest in working with me, any questions about real estate in Asheville, some of the best places to hike, I can help you out with any of that. So feel free to give me a call, a text, or an email, and let's talk. Thank you.